to cut you off because, my kids love to go to the pool. They love to go to the pool. It's the best. You just hang out, put them in the pool. You can zone out for a couple seconds because they got their floaties on or their, my one daughter's learning to swim. But you're saying don't put, and I've heard this forever, don't put suntan lotion on? What should I put on them?
Unlearn. Look, we've been lied to for the sun's been around forever. This is just crazy. Ever since we've introduced seed oils and all the chemicals into our body, and then all the chemicals on the skin to sell for sun protection, melanoma's gone through the roof. So I use Tava sunscreen. It's a zinc mineral sunscreen. I'll just put it on those areas. I'm getting so tan now that my intake's super clean. I'm a chip guy. I like the salty crunch. And now I'm getting rid of those seed oils and replacing the chips with proper oils. And I've cleaned up a lot of those chemicals in my system that convert into the challenges that we see with the circulation challenges that people label them as disease.
Is there a certain
when we
kind
do
you
that,
use?
they're not going to get fried. So put on the zinc on the top areas and just let them be a kid.
So is there a certain zinc sunscreen you use?
The Tava sunscreen.
The Tava?
Tava, we got to get it at Jack's Surf Shop. But again, it's all about, it's this 3-tier approach. It's clean up your intake, remineralize with the diatomaceous earth, get that silica in you, and iris sea moss. I do fascial maneuvers. So if I get sunburn, I'm pulling my skin. I'm using Human Garage. You guys, if you don't know Human Garage, follow them. They have like over 1 million followers on Instagram, or about 1 million on Instagram, and then millions more on top of it. But it's self-healing fascial maneuvers. So I do a ton of those. Even the skin, I'll pin this area, hold this area back, and I open up my sinuses, but I'm getting rid of skin fascial adhesions underneath the skin. So I'm rehydrating my body. I don't worry about sun. The sun is the last thing you should worry about. It's all the other stuff that they're modifying and manufacturing that's a challenge.
But how do I stop my kids from being sunburned?
Yeah, because that's real. I mean, that when you get sunburn, it's no.
For me, I don't care about
But
my
that's
kids.
what I'm saying is when you get them on, you clean up all the stuff and rehydrate them, because we're all dehydrated. Everyone's dehydrated. It's just we have an epidemic chronic dehydration in our population.
Yes.
That's why there's so much disease. That's why there's sunburn. That's basically the root of all the challenges. So load up on what I shared, do the fascial maneuvers, and use the zinc mineral sunscreen on the major areas and not put it all over their body. They won't get as fried. And maybe keep them out of the sun in the peak hours. That's always a great recommendation. And I'm not saying sun doesn't cause damage. I mean, I grew up playing tennis and gotten fried over the years. I get it. And I'm in my 50s. So I know what it can do to the skin, but I'm seeing my body come alive. Tans are better than ever without having any of these chemicals, and then kind of doing with that model that I shared with.
How about sun gazing? Do you have an opinion on that? Because I know some people are proponents of that, and then you'll hear others who say that's a great way to damage your eyes.
Yeah, you only do it at first sunlight and then at the last sunlight.
But there's some value to that.
There's tremendous value. You can get tremendous downloads from it, but you got to do it right the sun rises and then right as it sets. You're not going to be staring at it during the middle of the day. I mean, that's going to be a little tough for most people to process.
So is the type of sunscreen you suggested Sun Tribe? Is that what you said?
I use Tava sunscreen.
How do you
Tava, but there's a lot of zinc mineral sunscreens. I get mine at Jack's Surf Shop in Newport Beach. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah,
All
apparently
right.
they're popular in Australia too. They call them like zinc sticks that they carry around the kids down there. It's kind of
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah, that's where you got to go, because the other stuff changes the polarity of your skin, and it starts to decharge you, and that's where we get dis-ease in our body. It's not. We don't want to block this stuff. Yeah, in these big ways with these big chemicals. There's more aware ways to do it.